everybody out there in YouTube land, and welcome to DC Fans United. So, just so you guys know, I actually just started a Patreon, specifically because YouTube hasn't monetized my channel despite having met their requirements for some months now. It's been under review. So, if you would like to help and support this channel, you can support me on Patreon. It's only $2 to sign up, and I will have exclusive videos there. I'm still going to post to YouTube as frequently as possible, but I will have at least one exclusive video on Patreon every month. So with that being said, I will be thanking my Patreons now. So far we have Tristan at Tristan Just and Robert at Starredcraft are my first two Patreons. So very cool there. So we're going to go ahead and get started on the review. I've been really wanting to talk about this for a while. I really like this story arc, the Darkseid War, which started in the New 52 on Justice League number 40. So we're going to be looking at that today, and I'm really hyped to talk about it. So first off, we have a lot of credits because a bunch of artists worked on this issue. So Jeff Johns was the writer. He wrote the whole issue. So there were a bunch of inkers and colorists and pencilers that worked on it as well, though. So Kevin McGuire did the art from pages 1 through 9. Phil Jimenez did pages 10 and 11. Dan Jurgens did pages 12 and 13. Jerry Ordway did pages 12 and 13 as well, but he did the inks on those and some of the pencils. Scott Collins did also work on pages 12 and 13. Jason Fabok did 14 and 15. Jim Lee did 16 through, which really stands out, and you'll see that here in a minute. Scott Collins was the inker on those pages. Brad Anderson did all of the coloring up to page 15, and then Alex Sinclair did 16 through 22, with Rob Lay being the letterer. So the main cover was by Jason Fabok and Brad Anderson, and there was a variant cover by Alex Garner. So tons of people worked on this issue, and it really shows. It's a really polished and beautiful looking issue. So we'll go ahead and take a look at that cover, Jason Fabok cover. It's really beautiful. You got the Anti-Monitor and Darkseid, as well as Metron on the cover. They all play a huge role in this issue. So we start off on the first page, and you see that Gandhi quote that I included at the very beginning of this issue. Basically, almost this entire issue is Metron just thinking and talking, and we saw that in the beginning where he was thinking about Gandhi's quote about death and rebirth, and he was thinking about how the universe has been destroyed and reborn many times. So the universe has been destroyed and reborn so many times it's starting to cause all sorts of different problems. There's a minor character that's introduced and immediately killed, but the guy, when he's dying, he can see Metron, and Metron says when people are dying they're often able to see him when they couldn't before, and the guy asks him if he's an angel. He says, "Am I an angel? I am not anything of the kind. I am Metron. I am the keeper of knowledge past and present, archivist of ideas and timelines." So it's pretty interesting, and that's essentially throughout this whole comic is just about Metron. So it goes back and it talks about how he had tried to save the universe before. And one way he did that, we get actually some back history on some DC stuff here, but when Apocalypse and New Genesis, of course, were warring, they were on the brink of destroying everything. So Metron went to Darkseid and Highfather both and offered them a deal that he thought would basically cause peace. And the idea there was Highfather and Darkseid were going to each trade a son, and their sons would live on the, opposing worlds. So the art on this is just fantastic. When they have so many artists, they don't have to overwork any of them. So the art in the story is really good. So you see Metron talking to Darkseid, and then you see him talking to the Highfather. And it's real interesting with Highfather. He's thinking about what to do, and, Metron basically convinces him it's all for the best. And poor little Mr. Miracle, scot-free, he overhears what's happening, and he begs not to be the boy that's chosen, but Highfather chooses him. So then we see this here big ceremony where they swap sons, and it's really, it's really a powerful scene. It's really well drawn, but Scott-Free is actually crying, and of course Orion is just like, "You cry? You will not survive on Apocalypse." And you see Steppenwolf and everything. Very powerful scene. I just love this issue throughout. So then we see poor Scott-Free sent to Apocalypse, and then as he's reminiscing, then remembers when reality was torn for the first time, and we see this beautiful 2-page splash page, which is, of course, reminiscent of Crisis on Infinite Earths. You see there the Anti-Monitor, the Spectre, and just numerous heroes all battling against the Anti-Monitor. Just love this page. Like, this would be a beautiful poster. One of the things you can say about this Darkseid War series, the art is just phenomenal. It's probably the best series to come out of the New 52. If not the best, it's one of the best. Personally, I think it's the best I've seen. So then there's another page where he's showing more of the events. So there's 0 Hour and Infinite Crisis and even Flashpoint, and that brings them up to the current continuity. So then we see on the next page a big, awesome page where we're starting to, I believe, get into the Jim Lee art, and you can see the New 52 Justice League battling a bunch of parademons, and it's just really awesome. So then we're getting into the real meat of the story. Metron travels to this desolate planet, and he confronts we see it looks like the Anti-Monitor, but Mobius. So it turns out the Anti-Monitor used to be called Mobius, and he was the one that was first in the Mobius chair before Metron took it on. So the Anti-Monitor gets mad and tries to burn him, but he can't. They talk a little bit, and then basically Metron wants the Anti-Monitor to stop trying to destroy reality over and over because it can't handle it, and there's a big reveal that the Anti-Monitor wants to kill Darkseid. So he manages to distract Metron, and Metron gets hit with these Omega beams from behind. And you're like, what? I thought he was just talking about wanting to destroy Darkseid. Why would Darkseid help him? But then it's a big reveal on the very last page. Some amazing art, and we see Darkseid's daughter, or she says, "Yes, Mobius, death to my father, death to Darkseid." So just awesome, like a 10/10 comic. So I'm definitely going to be doing the next issue, Justice League number 41, for my next review. Can't wait to talk about it, and probably just run through this whole story arc. It's not a super long one. It's not like Countdown, which I'm also going to hopefully finish up sometime soon. So that's all for now. Definitely check out my Patreon. Want to again thank my patrons I have there now, Robert and Tristan, and I'm going to be doing a live stream on Sunday for sure, and I'm working out the timing on my live stream with the Aussies. I think it's going to be either on Saturday or Friday, but keep an eye out for that. I'm definitely going to be doing more live streaming. Alright, that's all for now. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Be sure to hit the bell for notifications. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't. And as always, thank you for watching and being a part of DC Fans United.
End of line.